Happy birthday to me. Another winning day, 8-1 run. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and welcome to the greatest day of the year. It's just a fact. It is my birthday. That's right. But more importantly, yesterday was another winning day. We are sizzling hot right now. 3-1 yesterday, 8-1 run. Let's see if we can keep that rolling. We'll talk about that in the recap in just a little bit. Quick MLB reminder. We are going live. Like we mentioned yesterday, I did put the wrong date on there. It is Wednesday. It will be Wednesday, March 5th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking the National League Central, breaking down each team, giving predictions, futures, and because it's live, hopefully you guys can come join us and we'll interact and have a lot of fun talking some baseball because let's face it, it's right around the corner, and I cannot freaking wait for some baseball. But before we get anything, you guys know any graphics you see in this video are from an app called OUTLIER. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below, and you get a 7-day free trial. So let's get it rolling. No dad joke today. We're going to do a name that player. It's been a little while, so here we go. This guy played 14 seasons. He won one NBA championship, played for 4 different teams, was a 4-time NBA All-Defensive Team, and he won the California Mr. Basketball Award. Leave your comment below. Let me know who you guys think it is. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, that 3-1 day, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the shooting guard position like we do every Tuesday. And then, of course, we're going to see what's on the platter today. I don't know what we called it exactly. On a platter, we're going to talk potential assists is what I'm trying to say. And then we're going to give you our best bets and finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support every single day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. But let's get this party started. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The nice 3-1 day. Mark Williams under 15.5 points. Our only 1-unit play gets the job done again. He had 12 points in the fourth quarter. They were starting to get blown out, and he still was in there until like 2 or 3 minutes left. But either way, ended with 12. Missed 2 free throws just to make it less stressful. But even if you made it, we still catch. If you had the 14.5, you win that one as well. Kaishan George, 4+ assists. He got the job done. Actually ended with 5+ assists on a day where the Wizards offense was not very good. So that was a nice winner there. Blazers money line. Unbelievable how many times they come through for us. It's just insane. The whole entire team is a Jabbo Hall of Famer. They win easily in Philly. Nice plus 120 winner. Wish I took it the night before. It would have been like plus 140, plus 145. But either way, nice win for them on the second night of a back-to-back. And then this one. Holy smokes. Under 253 and a half in the Hawks Grizzlies. It was a flat-out all-star game. And this has nothing to do with me losing the bet. Again, I knew these teams were capable of this with the pace and how they play. So I'll take the loss. It is what it is. But it was unbelievable. It was like watching an all-star game. When I say unbelievable, I mean pathetic. I hate that brand of basketball so much. I can't stand watching it. Every single person on defense made a business decision to get out of the way anytime there was a drive to the hoop. It was just embarrassing that they make that much money and don't care to put any effort in on the defensive side. That's just my little 2 cents. But nothing to do with me losing. I knew there was a chance for that. But either way, 8-1 run, under tracker 57-40 now. Overall record 236 and 189. We are now creeping up on 30 units for the season in the positive. Up a little over 10 units since the All-Star break. So hopefully we can keep that rolling and the momentum going through the rest of the week. But that's what we got for the bets recap. And now let's talk the shooting guard position. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the shooting guard position, and we got a lot of matchups today. That's right, the Bulls starting it out, facing Donovan Mitchell, 27.3 points per game. Bulls giving up a ton, and I mean a ton, almost 30 points per game. And then we got the Pacers facing Jalen Green, 22.1. Pacers giving up almost 27. Pelicans facing Austin Reeves, if he plays. I know he's questionable, 21.5 points per game. Pelicans, 26.1. And the Clippers also giving up the same amount of points, facing Devin Booker and the horrendous Phoenix Suns, 26.3 points per game for Booker. If any other team or player is in green, that just means they are playing today. All these stats are in the last 30 days. So that's what we got for the points per game. Now let's look at the rebounds. And we got the Bucks facing Dyson Daniels, 6.8 rebounds. And the Bucks are giving up the most rebounds to shooting guards in the league, 8.6. 76ers, second worst, facing Anthony Edwards, 7.3 rebounds per game. Really picked it up on the last 30 days. And then Knicks, 7.5, facing B-Pods. He's been playing well since Jimmy Butler came over, 5.9 rebounds per game. And then the Spurs facing Keon Johnson of the Nets, 4.9 rebounds. Spurs giving up 7.3. So take a screenshot there. Let's check out the assists. And we got a ton of matchups, guys. This is straight John Madden play. Lakers facing CJ McCollum all the way down there. 4.3 assists per game. Lakers giving up the tied for the most assists to shooting guards. And then the Pacers facing Jalen Green yet again, 4.4 assists. Bulls facing Donovan Mitchell. Again, he's up here, 5.2 assists. And the Bucks facing Dyson Daniels yet again, with Dyson Daniels averaging 5.1. And then the Pelicans also facing Austin Reeves. A lot of the same matchups on a couple of these sheets, maybe some combined PRAs, RAs, whatever it is. Just some things to look into. But Reeves averaging 5.5 assists per game. Pelicans 6.5. Again, look at Reeves' numbers. Make sure he's playing first, and then look at his numbers with Luka as well. But that's what we got for all the over numbers. Now let's look at the toughest matchups. And every team is in green. That's in green is playing, obviously. Spurs giving up the fewest points per game to the shooting guard position, 19.8. And then you got the Magic there at number 3. And then you see over there on the right side, Warriors giving up the fewest assists to the shooting guard position at 4, with the Cavs and Rockets also playing today, giving up only 4.1. And there's all the rest of the teams. Again, hopefully this helps you out. We do a new position every single day of the week for overs, unders, whatever it is. But that's what we got for the shooting guards. Now let's talk some assists. All right, let's talk two nickels here. We got the top 10 most potential assists per game in the last 7 games. Now, this is a number we go off of when you're looking at assists. You kind of think the guy's going to get 50 to 60%. 60 might be a little high, but of their potential assists converting to assists. It kind of tells you, are they getting lucky, unlucky, things like that. But Nikola Jokic, how about that? Averaging the most potential assists in the NBA, 19.3. He's converted 11.7 of those in the last 7 games. Halliburton 19.1, 10.9. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but Trae Young was around that 21 number. Now he's down to 19. Still solid, obviously. But how about this surprise? Number 6, Zion Williamson, 15.4 potential assists. He's been really unlucky. Just something to keep in mind. Converting only 5.8 of those 15.4. That is a terrible number, but a good potential assist. So the chances are there. And then we've seen Collier. Giddey's been going crazy lately as well in the RAs. And then Cunningham converting 9 of 13.7, pretty nice there. And then LeBron's actually been getting a little unlucky, converting only 5.9 of the 13.3. And then over there on the right side, you see Luka there, 7.7 out of 12.8, all the way down the list. No real surprise. Jason Tatum up there now with 12 potential assists, been converting a decent amount of them at 8. So that's what we got. Take a screenshot. Hopefully this can help you get some winners. We will do rebound chances on Thursday. And then, of course, we'll have the G's of threes on Wednesday. But that's what we got for all the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. This first one takes us out to Orlando, Florida, where the Magic hosts the Toronto Raptors. Magic -7. Total on this one is 209.5. We are running this back, baby. Give me Scotty Barnes under 19.5 points. Got this at -125 on ESPN Bet. It is a 1-unit play for us. If you don't know, we just ran this exact same bet 2 days ago. Scotty Barnes under 19.5 points versus the Orlando Magic. He had some foul trouble, only played 29 minutes, but still had 10 points. And with real quick, we'll talk about that game. But with Barrett and Emmanuel quickly this season, he's under in 6 of 12, averaging only 18.17 points per game. What I noticed last game, Banchero shut him down. I mean, every single bucket that Barnes had to get, unless it was, some lucky fast break off an offensive rebound or anything like that, he had to work for. I mean, Banchero shut him down. He took pride in doing it. And Scotty Barnes is not a guy who can just step back and knock down a lot of threes or anything. But let's talk about what I talked about 2 days ago, because it all still applies. About 80% of Scotty's shot profiles on pull-ups, not the ones you use on kids, 38.3%, and shots within 10 feet, 40%. I mean, that's pretty much everything for him. The Magic versus these two shot types. How about allowing the 5th fewest points per game to pull-ups, 5th fewest points in the paint, which is within 10 feet for the most part. They just don't allow it. Barnes, also, like I mentioned, not a very good shooter, shooting under 30% from three-point range this season. You could look at his under 1.5 threes as well. My worries for this one, I'm going to mention a worry. It's a second game versus the same opponent. Adjustments will be made, and I've seen a lot of weird things happen where a guy gets shut down the first game and then all of a sudden goes off second game. But the way the Magic play defensively against him, I just don't see him getting to 20 points here. Ultimately, we have a very slow pace also with the Orlando Magic, a very tough matchup for Barnes. He scored 10 in about 30 minutes last game, and the line is still 19.5. Some books have it at 18.5. I like it there as well. I thought it would go down a few more, maybe to 16.5, 17.5. Probably 17.5 is kind of what I was expecting, but I got to take the under again. So give me Scotty doesn't know under 19.5 points as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to LA, where the Lakers host the New Orleans Pelicans. Lakers -8.5. Total in this one is 230. My best bet is a team total. How about the Pelicans team total under 111.5, minus 115 on ESPN bet, half unit play for me here. If you can only get minus one, or if you can only get 110.5, I absolutely like it there as well. Let's start with the Pelicans. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, Pelicans are under in 5 of the last 10 games, averaging 115.6 points per game. But if you actually look at the screenshot, they have faced some really bad defenses. Let's talk about it. The Suns, 29th in defensive rating the last 15 games. They've faced them twice. Jazz, 23rd in defensive rating last 15 games. Mavericks, 28th defensive rating. Spurs, they faced them twice, 21st defensive rating. Kings faced them twice, 19th. Guys, they have played nothing but bottom tier defenses. And Dallas, San Antonio, Sacramento, and Phoenix all held them under this total actually one time. Only decent defense they faced in the last 10 games is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They scored 101. Now, enter in the LA freaking Lakers. JJ Redick, I mean, these guys are doing things I was not expecting. JJ Redick is doing incredible things with this defense right now. He is Mr. X's and O's right now. They are absolutely locking down teams. They have the number one defensive rating in the NBA in the last 15 games, giving up the second lowest three-point percentage at only 31.7%, giving up only 106.9 points per game, giving up the fewest points in the paint in the last 15 games. So, 43.5 points in the paint. This is the number one defense against the paint. Guess who scored the highest percentage of their points in the paint the last 15 games? The New Orleans Pelicans. They rely on scoring in the paint. It will not be as easy in this one. 49.1% of their points coming from there. Since the All-Star break, not one team has gone over this number versus the Lakers. That's right. 7 straight opponents have gone under, and not just under. No one's gone under over 102. They're averaging 101. Now they face the Pelicans in the last 15 games, the 16th best offensive rating. I just don't understand why this line is so high. Obviously, Lakers, the Pelicans could get hot or something. But I just think this line is too high. I thought I would play this down to 108.5. So give me the Pels team total under 111.5 as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to San Antonio, Texas, where the Spurs host the Brooklyn Nets. Spurs -4. Total in this one is 225.5. My best bet is an over. Give me Nick Claxton over 20.5 PRAs at -115 on Bet365. This is a half unit play. I'm going to be honest with you. Claxton is a guy that worries me, but I do like this spot here. So let's dive into Outlier and look at some numbers for Mr. Nick Claxton. So right now we're here. Claxton PRAs last 10 games. He's over in 6 of the last 10, averaging 20.9 PRAs per game. So if he gets his average 21, we cash here, obviously. But we'll talk more about this matchup as well. But let's scroll down and look into some more numbers as well. If you start with the minutes here, he's averaging 28.2 minutes per game. If you look at the last two, it might worry you. He's only played 23 and 24 minutes. Well, guess what? It was due to massive blowouts, 21 and 19-point losses. He didn't see the fourth quarter versus Portland, and he actually went over in one of these last two, even though he had less minutes. So that is the reason why I'm expecting more minutes here in a much more competitive atmosphere. Now we go to rebound chances, and you can see that he's averaging 15.4 per game. That's a pretty good amount. Obviously, less than last two games with the less minutes. His PRs line is set at 18.5. So we just need 2 dimes to break even with that line at 20.5. He actually has, and you can see the potential assists right there, 3+. He has 2+ dimes in 6 straight games, 3+ assists in 4 of the last 6. So, I mean, that's why I included the PRAs and not just PRs, but you could go either way, obviously. Now, if we look at the matchup over there on the right side versus centers, Outlier shows the Spurs 28th in points allowed to centers. They've struggled all year against them. And then average versus rebounds and assists. Now, do these numbers all mean everything to me? Not exactly, because this is a much different team now. Wemby is not on the team. He is not in the paint. The defensive player of the year favorite is not there anymore. The Spurs, the last 10 games, 7th worst defensive rating overall. Here's the big one and why I like Nick Claxton. They've given up the 3rd most points in the paint at 56 per game. You guys know, if you know Nick Claxton, 80% of his shots are within 10 feet. He shoots in the paint. He's not a shooter. He doesn't step out and knock down shots. He scores in or very close to the paint, whether it's offensive rebound, putbacks, alley-oops, things like that. Last few centers versus the Spurs, let's just talk about it. Hartenstein, 27 PRAs. Jaren Jackson, he played center that game. He had 42 points. Alperen Şengün, he only played 18 minutes. I think it was an injury. Still had 23 PRAs. Yves Missy had 21 PRAs in both games against them. Jalen Duren, 41 PRAs. As you can see, centers are having success down there with Wemby out of the lineup. I like the matchup for Claxton against him to grab some rebounds, to score a decent amount of points. So Give me Claxton on the over 20.5 PRAs. That is my third and final best bet. That's what I have for you the night before so far. More plays will probably be coming in the morning. It'll be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My three best bets so far. Scotty doesn't know. Under 19.5 points, minus 125 on ESPN bet. That's a 1-unit play. Again, I like this at 18.5 too. And then Pelicans team total under 111.5, minus 115 for a half unit. Hopefully that Lakers defense continues to lock teams down. That is playable down to 108.5 in my opinion. And then Nick Claxton over 20.5 PRAs, minus 115 on bet 365. That is a half unit play as well. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already. But let's get some more winners. And again, Wednesday we will be going live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, talking the National League Central. Excited to talk some baseball with all of you guys. But hope you all have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.